everybody? It is your humble YouTube host, Tim, back with another video. We are streaming, we are live streaming. Hold on, let me get this all together. We are live streaming from our new channel. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Let me know if that fan in the background is too loud. It's seeming kind of loud right now. First, we'll see if anybody comes in here. New channel, smaller audience. Let's see what happens. We got to get this. We got to get this going. So, how y'all doing out there? We're waiting for like one person to come in. Okay, there's one person. Okay, cool. We got one person. That's all we need. That's all we need. I'm just pulling it up on my other. Okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. Okay, I'm pulling it up on my phone just to see how's it going. Hey, one person watching, if you're so inclined and you want to put something in the chat so I know it's working, please do that. Yeah, okay. Oh, we bumped up to 5 people. Okay. Martin, how you doing? How you doing? Greetings. All right. Okay, this feels like a real live stream. We got 5 people. All right. Thank you, Martin, for being in the chat. I appreciate that. We try a new thing. Nick from 49. Okay. How you doing, Nick? How you doing? Good to see you. I appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate the commenting, the engagement, if you will. Feel free to hit that like button too. We're gonna need all the help we can get to get people here. Lee Smith in the building. Lee, you hiked 9 miles today. Lee, I don't want to contradict you, but I know you. Actually, I feel like you could hike 9 miles. I feel like you hike now. Q Rocks, what up? I'm gonna be talking about saving money today. I know it's not the sexiest topic, but I think it's an important topic. We'll see how many people we get to come in here. You know, if we get a decent, I got a list, okay? I got a list of 100 money saving methods or money saving tips or things you can try to save money. If we get enough, this is just kind of proof of concept to see how many people come through on the live streams on this channel. So if we get a decent amount of people, you know, we'll jump on that list, talk about it. We're gonna talk about saving money either way. Lee, you did Logan's Pass? Okay. Nick, I just want to thank you, man. Ever since I started watching you, I cleared my debt and got money saved up that I gave up from the American Dream video. Really changed my aspect on life. Oh, nice. Hey, that is awesome, Nick. That is awesome. Yeah, man. It's funny that a lot of it is this. Almost all of it is this. You know, I got another video I'm gonna do soon. It's gonna be like, it's not about saving money, it's about not spending money. And I think not spending money is here. Paying off debt, I think, is here. Yes, it's hard work. Yes, it takes you actually, you know, putting in the legwork and paying the debt off. But I think a lot of it is here once you kind of realize, like, oh, everybody doesn't have to have debt. You know what I mean? Oh, it's not normal to be in debt. Oh, I'm just making, you know, the people who lend me the money and the credit card companies more money. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of it is up here. So yeah, that is awesome, man. Yeah, when we start to change our aspect in life, I feel like then our behaviors follow close behind, and then that's when we really start to change our life. Weber, I'm doing good. What up? That's interesting. No, I haven't given up on the coffee yet. I just went and got one right now. My day's been good. I can't complain. I was off today, so I didn't really do much. Just kind of lounging, allowing myself to rest. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've been feeling at about 80% for the past week or so. I don't know. So I just really been trying to take it easy and be kind to my body. There's all kinds of bugs and stuff going around, so I'm just trying to, you know, I feel like I haven't caught one, but I'm just trying to, you know, take my emergency, drink lots of liquids, relax, not push myself. But we got things to do. What up, Monica? We got things to do. So I was like, hey, we got to get up and stream. I wanted to stream on this channel, just kind of see how the reception would be, you know. So here we are. Yes, consistency and dedication is all it is, which I totally agree with that, but like, those are 2 very hard things to do. You know what I mean? I think most people would agree. Like it's consistency, it's dedication, but like you know, it's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to stay dedicated to a lot of things, especially when it comes to like saving or paying off debt, things of that nature, because we live in a society that is constantly bombarding us with, you know, I was listening to something the other day that says like we're consumers, not producers. Like we used to be producers as a people. We used to be producers. Now we're just consumers. And so we're constantly bombarded with people telling us to consume. And so it's hard to stay dedicated to a plan where you're like, I'm not going to consume as much. I'm not going to buy as much. You know, I'm not going to have anything outwardly to show for these 40, 50 hours of work a week I'm working. And that's not normal. You know, in our society, people are judging you constantly by what you're consuming. What can I see that you got? That's how I know you're doing okay in life. I need to see you doing something. And we can get that mindset. But it's actually, when I was reading The Psychology of Money, you're saying like, you don't get wealthy spending money. You know? And that kind of really, my mindset, you know, shifted my mindset a little. It's like, you don't get, not that I'm trying to be wealthy, but it was just like, you know, wealth building isn't about spending money. It's about taking the money and doing something with it other than giving it to someone else. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Autumn, you spending a lot on food? Me too. That's really pretty much my biggest expense. It's kind of weird for me since I don't live somewhere where I have like a kitchen, where I can like cook. This list I got, number 2, is cook meals at home. I got a list of like 100 ways to save money. We might get into it in a minute, depending on how many people come through. But yeah, number 2 is cook meals at home, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm gonna start. And number 1 is actually create a budget. And here's something I think I'm gonna start doing, ladies and gentlemen. Because before I've always just been like, I pay my bills. I never really had a budget, but it was like I pay my bills, you know, I do my charitable giving, I take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. Whatever is left over is for me. I can do what I want with it. You know, I do put money in savings, you know, like I take care of all that. When I'm working, put a little aside for investing, like I take care of all that. Whatever's left over is for me. And I could just kind of spend that however I want to spend it. That's worked for me since I started working. What I think I'm going to start doing now is still do all that, but then I'm going to take the money that's left over, divide it by the amount of time before I get paid again. Say if I get paid every 2 weeks like now, divide it by 14, and then that's how much I have to spend every day. And if I don't spend that much every day, say it turns out to be I have $20 to spend every day. And if I only spend $15 that day, well then that's $5 more to put towards investing or saving. You know what I mean? Like instead of it being I take care of everything in the beginning and then spend everything else, it's going to be like, okay, let's monitor our spending all through the week and see if we can come up with even more coins that we can like put towards the future, you know, while still doing the things we like to do. Or it could be something like, okay, if I got $20 to spend a day, but I know I want to go out to eat with the homies Friday, well then I just have to save, you know what I mean? Like I just have to kind of like not spend all 20 every day so I can spend 40 on Friday. Like that's kind of what I'm going to start doing. Whereas before I just, you know, spent the money. Nick, I didn't have a lot of people in my life who tried to stop me. Most of my friend group and my peer group and the people who I listen to and I value their counsel and like input are people who either they're open-minded like me, or they understand, like they know me, so they know like if Tim's saying he's doing it and he's doing it. So there was no one who tried to stop me. And not to mention, you know, most of my friends, when I started on this journey, I was still living in Florida, so they all knew the old, drunk, crazy me. So this was like a step up. They like, we don't know why he's trying to like go work at these weird jobs and he's selling everything, but it's better than when he was getting drunk every night and doing craziness. So they saw it as like me bettering myself. They didn't understand it, but you know, no one really tried to stop me, but no one could have stopped me. Like there's nobody in my life who has that big an influence on me or who is like that negative. There were people who had reservations, you know, but yeah, what are they gonna say? Don't do it? I'm like, okay. Lee, I think you can save 100% of your money at a seasonal job. If you got a place with housing and meals, I wouldn't advise it. I mean, I think like if you save 75%, I think you're good. You take that 25% and have some fun. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advise saving 100% of your income, but I know like when I worked at Big Sky, I was able to save almost 100% of my check because my tips were so good. When I worked at Big Sky Resort, my tips were so good. I just lived off the tips a lot of times, and I could save my whole paycheck. So in that way, it was 100%. But I think you need to have some money. You gotta live, you know. I see a lot of people who are like extreme savers on the internet, and it don't seem like they living, bro. Like you gotta live. You know what I mean? You work hard. There needs to be a balance between like saving money and like living. You know, I think the problem is most people go too far on the just like live. But then there's some people who go too far on the save. I think there needs to be that balance of like, okay, I'm gonna put some of this aside for later, save it, invest it, whatever, charitable giving, whatever. But I'm gonna also have some money to like enjoy my life. You gotta enjoy your life. I haven't read The Compound Effect. I don't think so. Monica, you started fasting, but you're still spending the same amount of money? Okay. Well, I think that does happen though. Like you may spend less money here, but then you spend more money. You spend more money over there. It happens. I'm telling you, we are programmed to spend money. That's why saving money is hard. But so is being broke. And we're not trying to be broke no more. And I think now is the perfect time to like start thinking about, you know, becoming unbroke. Because like if you learn about money and get financially literate during the hard times, you'll take that with you during the good times. And that's what I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I'm struggling right now, blah 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 blah. I ain't got time to bro, if you take the time, sis, if you take the time and learn financial literacy and learn a little bit about money while you're broke, when you come back up, which we will, you're coming back up, the economy will come back up, then you got it. But if you don't learn it now, when you come back up, you're gonna be blowing the money when you get it again. You know, but yeah, we're programmed to blow money. That's our default setting. So yeah, back to the point about discipline and consistency. Like sometimes we might be like, oh, I'm gonna stop blowing money on this, but then we look up and we're spending it on this because that's what we're taught to do whole life. Yeah, Monica, I am saving money. The coffee here is free, so I am saving money that way, even though I do need to stop coffee. What up, Mercedes? I mean, yeah, Nick, sadly, um, some people, sometimes your family won't always get what you're trying to do. Kyle, what up? Said I recently did a budget. It was amazing how much I could be saving. Also, I do a side hustle for fun money. But now that I did a budget, I don't think I need the side hustle. Hey, that's awesome, Kyle. Sat down, ran the numbers, did the budget, found that you could be saving more money, and found that you might be able to bring some more time into your life. If you give up the side hustle or you do less of it, that's awesome. That's awesome. You just discovered more money and more time. Christmas then came early for Kyle. You just discovered more money, more time. You know what I mean? That's awesome, Kyle. That is awesome. Mark been saving since the pandemic. You were one of the smart ones, Mark, myself included. I feel like I did okay with my, you know, my what was I calling it? My Trump money? Was he the president back then? My Biden bucks, whatever. Whoever was giving out the money, I feel like I did okay with it. but I could have done better with it. I did okay with it, but I could have done better with it. I bought 2 cars. The first car, I lost money, so the second car was great. The first car was a bad buy, I'll admit. I paid $2,600 for a Subaru, drove it 6 months maybe. It's set for another 6 months. I sold it for $550. Yeah, that was a bad investment. The second car more than made up for that bad investment though. But yeah, you were one of the smart ones because I could have done way better with that money. Selwood, how's it going? Lee, as a traveler, and this is kind of ties in with like funding your lifestyle. I kind of go. You asked, do I ever get scared to spend money? It kind of depends. I always, in the back of my mind, am thinking about, like if you work at the same job, you got a stable place to stay, work at the same job. I feel like you're spending, like you're going to get a check for the most part. For me, since I'm always traveling, I work seasonally, then I'm somewhere else. I'm always thinking like, okay, a few months from now, we may not have the steady paycheck, even though I have like, YouTube and the internet, but that goes up and down. You never know what that's going to be. So I'm always thinking like, we like, even when I'm up, I'm always thinking like, 4 months from now, we may not be here. So, which is another reason why I'm trying to get better with my money, so that I can live this lifestyle into perpetuity until I don't have a lifestyle no more. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'm like when I came back to work in the end of April here, part of it was I was getting very lonely. I needed to be around some people. I got good friends here. Another part of it was I was looking at the finances and I was like, we good right now, but a couple more months we might not be. Daddy needs a check. You know what I mean? So sometimes I do. But it's always in the back of my head. What up, Machine? How you doing? Yeah, Q Rocks. I think it's called lifestyle inflation. They call it, or something like that. Where the more you make, the more you spend. You don't have to, but the more you make, typically, like our lifestyle from a kind of normal societal point goes up. You start making money, you buy a nicer car. A nicer car costs more money to fix. You used to could take your Nissan down there to the shop. You could take your 2010 Nissan down there, and they could fix that thing for $200-300. You take the 2024, Suburban down there, it's $800. You know what I mean? You buy nicer stuff. You get a bigger house. You get a bigger apartment. Like, I think what lifestyle creep is it? Something like that they call it. But we don't have to do that. What we could do is be like, oh, I got a raise, I made more money, I'm gonna maintain my same lifestyle, and all that extra money I'm gonna put towards something else. Yeah, I know you didn't mean have to, but I know what you're saying. Like, that's kind of the have to from a programming kind of standpoint, because like we've all done it. We all do it. When we think that like, okay, here's a possibility of me making more money, we start thinking about how we can ball with it. We start thinking about how we can show people, and in our minds, it's not like, how can I show people I got more money? But it's just what we do. It's the programming. I do it, and I have to check myself. I'm like, oh man, if that happens, boy, I can, and I'm like, Tim, no, how about you, if that happens and you get that extra money, how about you put that in something? Which I'm telling you, I'm learning. I done learned more in the past 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, about like finances than in the past like 5 years. So was it? Is it still much cheaper not having a car rather than paying for Uber to get places? I want to get rid of my car. It's paid off, but I'm still tired of all the cost of a car. So it kind of depends on a variety of factors. A big one being how many places you go. So I would say first walking, second public transportation, third ride sharing services. Because Uber, and it depends on where you're at. Like, I've been some places where Uber was pretty cheap. I've been other places where Uber was crazy expensive. I said about 5 trips, I could have paid a car note. So I think you got to figure out, is your area walkable? Are Are the places you go to can you walk to them? Public transportation or bike to them? Is there good public transportation in your city? That makes a huge difference. If you can hop on the bus, hop on the train, get where you need to go, then you ain't got to worry about it. And then like Uber and Lyft or whatever should be like last resort, because like sometimes they can get a little pricey. I feel like everything's kind of going up these days. So, but yeah, if you got, like when I lived in Denver, I had a car at the time, but my roommate sold his, and like Denver has great, light rail, bus, train. He could get anywhere he needed to go. Didn't really bother him, like, it was way cheaper. So I think it just depends on the area. 436, your Toyota dealership said it would cost $2,000 to change the transmission cable. Brought it to a third-party mechanic. He charged $50. Yeah, dealerships is going. I mean, I like to think if I owned a dealership, I would be nice to people and not charge a ton of money. But like, if you don't have that in you, yeah, at a dealership, why not? You got to guarantee. The dealerships are like, what up, Paul? Dealerships are like Greyhound bus. The reason Greyhound can do whatever it wants to do, see how I pulled together the old channel, what this channel used to be? I've been doing this a lot. Greyhound can do it at once because it has a guaranteed customer base. A dealership can charge whatever they want because they have that perception of being the best at fixing that car. So they have a guaranteed customer base. If you got a Nissan, in your mind, you're like, oh, the best place to take my Nissan is the dealership. So they can kind of charge more because they know people will come. Whereas if you're just like Eddie's Mechanics, Eddie's Motors on the corner, and you charge $2,000 to people, like, that dude is crazy. I'm never going there. So yeah, dealerships, some tips to save money. Okay, Paul. Let's run through 10. We're gonna do 10 real quick. Some tips to save money, Paul. You retracted the message. What happened? We're gonna do 10 real quick. Number one, and two of these we talked about, but I got a list here. I got a list. I actually got 100. Oh, where'd my list go? I got 100, but we probably ain't gonna get into all that. Create and stick to a budget. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. When you actually sit down and see where the money goes, I think all of us start to realize that, like, when you track the money, you start to see where the money's going, and also sometimes like how much money. I think sometimes we know where the money's going, we don't realize how much we're spending on it. An example of that, I calculated that by being here and getting my coffee for free, I'm saving $120 a month. Because I was spending $4 a day on coffee, $3.80 a day or something, like, you know what I mean? So I'm saving like 120 bucks. I didn't realize I was spending that much on coffee. I knew I was buying coffee every day. I did not know I was spending $120. That's insane. When I could go down to the store, I could buy a coffee pot off Amazon for $20 and buy a month's worth of coffee for like $6. So yeah, budget allows us to know where the money's going and how much of the money's going, which I know budgeting is boring. But there are a lot of YouTube channels about budgeting. Budgeting's boring, but I think it can work. I think it helps. The second tip is to cook meals at home. I think that was pretty self-explanatory. Here was one that when I was going over this, I had AI make this list, by the way. I had Claude make it. I told AI, give me 100 tips on saving money. And most of them are actually pretty good. Near the bottom, they get a little slightly, maybe possibly redundant, but they're good. So when I kind of made the list and I was kind of going through the stuff, I didn't realize how many coupon and like promo code sites there are out there. I think we live in the best time for coupons, promo codes, loyalty programs. They do all of this stuff to like get your business and get your data. But I don't think there's ever been a better time to find coupons for the things we're trying to buy. Or you know what I mean? Like I just think there's lots of those coupony things out there. The Swag Bucks is one I use, but there's lots of coupony things out there where they'll reward you and give you coupons and all this stuff. But and now of course with the way prices are, with the coupon you're just getting the price back to where it was 3 years ago, but it's better than paying the 2024 price. Exactly. Another pretty self-explanatory one, buy generic, store-bought. In case you don't know, the generic is exactly the same a lot of times as the name brand. Oreos is exactly the same as like the Great Value O's. The Great Value chocolate and vanilla cookie. Right now, it's the same company, man, I promise you. Next time you're in the store, look at the name brand, especially on something like that. Then look at the generic, and like sometimes you can read on there that it's the same company. Sometimes they hide it, but sometimes you can read it's the same company. Exact same. Charges double. It's craziness. It's crazy. Buy the generic. Number 5 is pretty another one. Cancel unused subscriptions. What I do on this is, and every now and then I'll get mixed up on this, but typically, say I get Netflix, as soon as I pay for like a month of it, as soon as I restart my subscription, I go in and like literally 5 minutes later I cancel it, and then it just gives me 1 month. And I do that for pretty much all my streaming services. Every now and then, like if I get Paramount Plus, I think it's Paramount Plus. Who is it that has NWSL soccer? Like if I'm doing something that's gonna go across some months, I won't do that. But typically, yeah, like I know Netflix, I can watch everything I want to watch in 1 month. I sign up, I re-sign up, and then I immediately cancel it. So after that month is done, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And that keeps me from like forgetting. Because yeah, sometimes when I'm up and I got Disney Plus and Paramount Plus and Netflix, you know what I mean? Maybe a little Hulu's, you know? When you forget. And a month rolls around and they charge you, you're like, oh, it's another $14. They get you with them little 14 and 15s here and there. Them little $9.99s, them little $15.99s. I have Amazon Prime, but sometimes I'll pay for like HBO Max for a month, or you know, they get you. They get you. Here's another thing too. A lot of those streaming services, when you cancel them, they'll give you a deal. So for example, I have BritBox through Amazon Prime, and I went to cancel it, like I always do, and they're like, hey, and I think it's what, $6.99 a month or something, I don't know. And they're like, hey, instead of canceling, what if we give it to you for 3 months for like $2.99? And I was like, cool. And then I'll just cancel it after the end of 3 months. So sometimes I've seen that with other ones too. They'll give you little deals when you go to cancel. So that's my little hack for that. If there's some shows on Apple TV or whatever you want to watch, buy it, cancel it, and then at the end of that month you want to read it up again. But like when you just leave it, how many times we got like streaming services we forget we never watch? Maybe that's just me. And then all those other boxes where they'll mail stuff to your house. There's subscriptions, but that's how they get you. Your OnlyFans subscriptions, that's how they get you. You know, do you have your fun? But yeah, we gotta watch those. A programmable thermostat. I remember when I first started years ago looking into some of this stuff, when I had my apartment, this 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, I was so hyped that I was like, oh, I'm gonna save all this money by turning the lights off, and like I was very keeping the thermostat low. I didn't realize in a little bitty apartment like mine, which is one person, all that work I did, it saved me about $2 a month. Like my power bill was like $58 of others. It was nothing. I was doing I was getting like I went and bought new light bulbs so I could have like the less the light bulbs that didn't burn as much power. I was doing all this stuff. I ended up losing money. But I think for some people, if you got a big house, a lot of that stuff works. But programmable thermostat regulates the temperature for you. That should save you money. Number 7, I didn't even realize this. Switch to LED light bulbs. Once again, this may not be for you if it's just you and your baby in a studio apartment. But you know, if you got a McMansion, maybe that'll help you. Reduce water consumption. Okay, AI. Okay, Claude. Give me some good ones. Reduce water consumption, that's obvious. Public transportation or carpool, I'm a big believer in the bus. I know there might be a little stigma attached to the bus, but I'm telling you, the whole car-free thing, and I want to do some content on this in the future. I'm going to do some content on this in the future. But not only does not having a car, here's the thing, you can have a car and still carpool, save you money on gas, still use public transportation, save you the wear and tear on your vehicle. But like, if you want to go extreme like Moaz, and just get rid of the car, I'm telling you, I love being able to hop on the bus, let somebody else drive. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't have to deal with gas. I don't have to deal with driving in the weather. That's a big one for me, especially this part of the country. Come winter, when it starts snowing and all that, I don't got to deal with none of that. My car getting stuck in the snow, possibility of accidents, all that stuff. And I ain't got to pay a car note, no car insurance, no gas money. I don't have to, that's one, savings envelope. I don't have to put no money in, is car upkeep. You got a car, you never know when you're gonna have to throw up $500, $600, $700 to get the car fixed. The bus breakdown, they got to send me a new one. Free of charge. So yeah, public transportation, carpool if you know somebody you trust. And number 10, that's the last one we're gonna do for a minute, then I'm gonna get back to the comments. Buy secondhand items, thrift stores, things like that. Facebook Marketplace, eBays, all that type stuff, which I feel like thrift stores, I feel like if you live in like a small town and there's like a thrift store that's been there for 50 years, you might still get deals. But don't go to the Goodwill. Goodwill, they just go online and see what it's worth and mark it down. Like, if it's selling on eBay for $30, they're gonna sell it for $27.99 at Goodwill. Whereas, Granny's Thrift Emporium will have it for $4.99, dollar, on Tuesdays. So yeah, thrift stores and secondhand, I think it's not the same game it used to be. I blame a lot of the TV shows we had 10 years ago or so where, everybody was making money thrifting and all that. But I think it's still possible, but, you ain't got to buy everything new. You ain't got to buy everything new. All right, where we at in the comments? Anybody chime in? Oh, Selwood, you gonna try to move somewhere you get around on your bike? Nice, nice. I love this, Martin. Said I earn a low wage as a pet sitter, but after 4 years, I now have enough money for a 3-month. Let's go. That's a trip. 3-month trip to Vietnam. When I decide, you just have to learn to always say 10%, and I think that's a good metric to aim for. 10%. For what is it? I was watching the Wealth Twins, because that's a financial channel I've really been digging into lately. And she said her grandmother told her, for every dollar you make, save a dime. I think I'm gonna do a short on that, actually. For every dollar you make, save a dime. And I think that's smart, that 10%. Just like, if you get that in your head, for every 100 I make, I gotta put 10 away, and you just stick with that. Like you said, over time, you can start doing the stuff you wanna do. Use it to fund your lifestyle. Paul creates a budget, sticks to it, nice. Broom by Nature said during the demic went crazy on art supplies. Now just borrow markers and paint. Hey. I think a lot of us went crazy on a lot of stuff. Which understandably, we didn't know. We didn't know it was gonna come back to this. Machine, yes, I'm still into crypto. Actually, I got paid Friday, and I gotta allocate some money for crypto. That's one of my line items every time I get paid. It's not much, but I do like to throw a little bit of crypto. All the money I put in crypto is money I can lose, though, at the moment. But I keep my eye on it. I was researching crypto staking recently, so I keep my eye on it. But currently, I just throw a little fun money at crypto just because I like to have a little skin in the game. Sneaky Ninja said, get you a woman, Lee. Y'all can save together. I mean, I feel like it's hard these days to find somebody, let alone find somebody who's trying to save money. She cute, she frugal, and she like you. Ooh, that. Oh, no, I don't know. 2 out of 3 would be good. AI Gaming says Amazon Prime saves me a ton of money on gas. There are a lot of grocery items and necessities that I used to drive to the store for. Facts. I love Amazon Prime. I wish they would remind me when they're about to take their money out, because they keep overdrafting my account every September. But other than, yeah, I love it. I've had Amazon Prime for, probably over a decade. Because, it's just easier to order. Journey, how's it going? How's it going? Checking it from Yellowstone. Trying to stay to yourself this season. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Monica, I've been watching the Wealth Twins and the Budgetnista. Like, there are a lot of, like, YouTube money and financial channels, and it's a lot to sift through. But those are a couple. The Wealth Twins are funny because they they contradict. They're always stopping you. It's two women named Nadia and Nicole, I think, and they're always like stopping each other. You know how twins do. Twins don't let twins talk unless there's like a dominant twin. But like I think twins cut people off more than any other people, unless you just got a person who just cuts people off. So they'll be talking about like something like, what do you think is the one twin will ask, Nadia, what do you think is the best way to say blah blah blah? And as Nadia's answering, Nicole will cut her off. Well, actually, I don't know. Like they not contradict, but they disagree. I think it's hilarious. Sometimes I'll be like, just let her talk, but they do it to each other. So you get. I think I like that though, because you get 2 points of view, and you can glean from it what you want, as opposed to like just one person being like, do this. You get like 2 points of view. And the Budgetnista, she's just hilarious. I love her. E-Money, so what cryptos do you like right now? My crypto play currently, I've noticed over the past 5 years or so, she kind of ebbs and flows with Bitcoin. So my play I've been making is when Bitcoin's low, I buy some SHIB, and like when Bitcoin goes back up, like it tends to do, I sell it. There's no crypto I like. I just identified a play. Because at the end of the day, it's about moving money around. This is what we're going on a tangent here. I realized that for a lot of, like, when you look at some of like the bigger investors, like rich people just move, wealthy people, they just move money around. You know what I mean? They just really move money around a lot of times. You put it here, you make a play with it, you get your profits, you move it over. They're just moving money around. So crypto for me is just basically a money move around. There's no crypto I'm looking at and be like, that's going to be the best thing. I'm not a crypto bull. I just identified a play. So I'll keep playing it till it don't work no more. You miss debt-free life journey? Hey, trying to pay off your only credit card? Hey, hey, you'll get back there. You'll get back there. What up, Monica? The heart? Yeah, like I said, I'm not I'm not into any crypto. Like some people are really, that's what I say, like I never try to convince anybody to buy cryptocurrency. I don't know what's going to happen. Do I think Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000 one day? Yes. But like, I may have $20 in Bitcoin or something stupid. Like, I don't buy Bitcoin because it's the price is so high that even if I'm right, the small amount of money I could put into it ain't going to make me any returns. However, like, if one day, like, crypto has just had like a really crazy run, SHIB is trading so low that if it ever hit 1 cent, I'm up. If it hit $1, I'm rich. You know what I mean? Like, so like, and that's why I say I play in something that inexpensive, just so like I could lose all my money in crypto in any of them, but the rewards are way higher in one that's that cheap if I hit. That's the way I look at it. At $66,000 for Bitcoin, I'm not gonna make no money. Even if I get it right, the few dollars I can throw at it, I'm not gonna make no money. But like, yeah, when she was like 0.0000001 cent, if one day it hits, I'm up. Do I have a go-to spot for wings? When I'm here in Colorado, it's Lonigan's. When I'm in Estes Park, yeah, that's my go-to spot. Though there's this place called Wayfinder that DoorDash delivers from. I give their wings like a 6 out of 10. So, but yeah, I like Lonigan's wings. I take the shuttle into town. When I get off the shuttle at the visitor center, I'll order my wings, I'll walk down, pick them up, get back on the shuttle, come back. It's 2 hours round trip just to get wings, but I do it. I'm gonna have to start doing it less because I'm on my new money saving thing, and it's, what is it, 17, like $18 for 12 wings, which is actually decent these days. But I usually order 2 12 pieces, one for lunch, one for dinner, one for lunch. That's $40 plus a tip. I don't know if we can do that as much anymore, because now I think about, like, you know, that $18, I could save 10 of that, and I could invest 8 of that. That's where I'm at now. That's where I'm at now. Now that I got my my Robinhood app going back, link in the description. Link in the description. Now that I got, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, Robinhood, but anyway, I'm a big believer. I love all the new apps that allow you to, like, get into the market, you know, the app brokerage accounts, because I think it makes it easier for a lot of people who are never gonna, who don't feel like they know enough to open one of the major brokerage accounts. You know, you can hop on Robinhood and throw $50 at it and get a little skin in the game. You couldn't do that before. You know, so I like Robinhood. I like ACORNS for that fact. Is like, you can, it allows me to, you know, as I'm learning, it allows me to have skin in the game, and I don't have to take $1,000 down there to Fidelity, you know, and lose that. But yeah, now that I'm, you know, I'm back on my Robinhood app pretty regular, I think about, like, certain stocks I've identified that I want to play around with, and I'm like, that stock is $5 right now. If I don't spend this $18, I can buy like 3 shares. You know, if I spend $18 on wings, that $18 is gone. If I invest it, or I save 5, invest 10, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm starting to think about stuff. So I still go down there and get my wings. Like today, I went down there and got Chinese food. Same thing, $40. It's 37 something, but I give her 40. Yeah, the Chinese place here I love. The lady is the nicest lady. You come to Estes Park, go to China Garden. Love her to death. Me and her talked for like 15 minutes today. Love her to death. Every place I go, for the most part, I think in Vegas, not so much, but every place I've been and I stayed for a while, the people at the Chinese restaurant were always the super nice people. Always super nice. Like some of the nicest people everywhere I've been, the Chinese restaurant. Now, granted, I would go 3 times a week, but still. Anyway, but I am going to have to cut back on my food spending. Yeah, that's my biggest area of spending. Nah, so what? I just go mild. I go mild. Gas buddy, Paul says. Yeah, if you got a vehicle and driving and buy gas. Listen, I think it's never been a better time with these little apps. You know, if you got something you do your budget and you see something like, man, I'm paying a lot of money. I'm spending a lot of money on this. Try to find an app that can help you with it. Like, I know, you know, the Safeway app on my phone, they use it to, the reason they have rewards programs is so they can track your spending. That's really why. But if it's saving me $4 every time I go to Safeway, do I care if they know that I buy chicken thighs and deviled egg potato salad 4 times a week? No. They know it. They don't know any. You know what I mean? So any grocery store you go to, I would have the app. I join the rewards program. Spend a lot of money on gas buddy, or something comparable. I just feel like there's a lot of little money saving things out there that, even though they may not save you a ton, you know, if you save $6 a month, that's $6. Throw that in your little savings account. Okay. Throw that in your little high yield savings account. Get you know, actually get some interest these days. So I just already in the month since I kind of started wanting to learn more, my mindset is shifting, and I think that's really the gold mine. Is when your mindset shifts, because then you see things different. Like I said, even me, I used to run down there to lawn against $40 or whatever. Now I'm like, if I can find something cheaper to eat, or I can not eat lunch today, that if I can skip lunch, I can save about $20. Monica says a Citibank for high yield savings account. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is one of the benefits we get from these high interest rates is high yield savings accounts. Let's go. I've been looking into that. I've been looking into CDs, Treasury bill, T-bills. Like, let's go, man. So I'm more of a morning person. So like I said, I wake up at 5:30 every morning, just because. But I don't really have a bedtime. I just kind of fall asleep when I fall asleep. So some nights is 9:30, some nights is 11:30. Oh, you said CIT, not City. What is CIT Bank? Where they do that at? I gotta look that up. CIT Bank. Oh, my bad. I just jumped on that quick. What is that? What is CIT Bank? Look into that. Hold on. Oh, okay. I see it. CIT.com. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for that recommendation. I'm telling you, you see, people recommend something, I look into it. What they 4.61. Okay. Named best online savings account and best high yield savings account by the Ascent, a Motley Fool service. We about to look at these rewards. Thank you, Monica. They winning awards out here. Okay, I see you. See, I'm telling you, I pay attention, man. People give me game. I pay attention. Young Tim thought he knew everything. Younger Tim thought he knew everything. When I say younger Tim, I mean 3 weeks ago. No. When people I trust, recommend something, you know what I mean? I've learned that, like, sometimes, even if it's not something you're going to act on in the moment, it might be people sometimes give you advice that is for the future you. And you might, and there was a lot of times when I was younger that I would just be like, I don't need to. But then a year, 2 years, 5 years later, something would pop up and I would remember, and I'm like, oh, that advice was for now. You know what I mean? So when people I feel like they know what they're talking about recommend stuff these days, I look into it. Always gotten a customer service person within 2 minutes whenever I call. I'm realizing that that's very important. That's very important. Yeah, I'm gonna need fast human customer service, and I'm gonna need them to kind of vibe with me. I'm gonna need it to be. I'm gonna need us to vibe. If I call your customer service and I'm on the phone for 30 minutes waiting, y'all keep trying to pawn me off, especially for a financial institution. Y'all keep trying to pawn. What up, Urban Lady? Y'all trying to pawn me off to the chat or the text, and then when the person finally picks up, we not vibing for whatever reason. I can't rock with it. I can't rock with it. Oh, Monica opening a Robinhood account. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Link in the description. I think we both get something free. I'm pushing these links. I told you this channel's a business. We're gonna give good advice, but I'm pushing these links. I think we both get something free if you use the link. Urban Lake checking in. Good Saturday evening. Yeah. I'm very happy with the turnout on this stream. I wasn't sure anybody would come through. I was like, man, I'm just gonna stream on the channel, which I'm gonna do after this. But so if you want more talking, I'm gonna stream on my other channel after this. But I said, nah, I gotta You know, it's crazy. This is how life is, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as I said I wanted to, as soon as I started this new channel, like I said earlier, I started feeling kind of in a bit of a funk. There's a lot of bugs and flus and stuff going around up here, and I don't feel like I've caught anything. But you know how sometimes you know what I mean. So as soon as I said, "Oh, I'm gonna start this new channel," I started just not being 100%. Just been in a funk. Just you know that stress you get when you're trying to keep from getting sick. You almost like mentally make yourself a little sick. Just been going through all that, and I'm like, Tim, you gotta, you know, this is gonna be like your sobriety channel that you started and never did. Like, you gotta work. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get up. Let's go. Sneaky. I've never done sales, but I've thought about it. I thought about it. I was like, I think I could do decent in sales, but I don't know. Where would I begin? So no, I don't have any advice. Wish I did, but I've thought about it. What? It's not working? What? Well, I appreciate you trying, Monica. Hold on, it's not. I appreciate you trying. Where is it? I'm trying to find where. Well, I appreciate you trying. It's a thought that counts. You can just open it regular, you know. We gonna get these coins. I'm trying to find where I have the link at. Oh, here it is. No? I'll figure it out I'll figure it out after. Thanks for letting me know. I'll figure it out after this. I've been flip-flopping and hold on, actually let me see. I can do this. It's new. It's new, you know, growing pains. But I appreciate you letting me know. It's the thought that counts. Y'all know me. What up, retired 2019? Lee said, I'm in a funk, and for the first time in a long time, Lee feels kind of lonely. Ooh. Sorry to hear that, Lee. It might just be funk season. You know, I'm wondering if it's like seasonal. Oh, one second. I got you, Lee. I'm trying to check on this. Hold on. Stop. Okay. More. Ooh, what did I do? Why is it not working? Interesting. Yeah, you're right. Let's see this one. Interesting. I don't know why it's not working. I must have left something out. I'm checking the other ones. It's not working either. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm trying to figure what did I do. Oh, I know what I'll do. Should work. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, it'll be fixed by the next time. Yeah, Lee. It might be a it might be like a seasonal funk thing, because I was trying to think. Last time I got in a funk, I feel like it was kind of this time of year. So I don't know. I'm wondering, because yeah, I've been kind of. I don't know. I found myself getting like aggravated at stuff that shouldn't aggravate me. So I know it's just kind of something going on. Hey, Robert, thank you. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Robert Blast, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Selwood, this channel, I got to come up with something different to say on this channel instead of Super Chat Squad. We got to think of something. Yeah, I want to say something different on this channel. But Selwood, I just repurposed another channel. So this channel already had, when it was my travel channel, it already had 18,400 subscribers. So yeah, but we gonna hit 20,000. I'm still happy. Tanaya, what up? What up? What up? Oh, the Acorns one worked. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the. See, this is my problem. When I get curious about something, I get curious. Curiouser and curiouser. That's the link. I don't know why. That's it. That's the one it should have been. I wonder what will let me. See, I'm back on. I'm back on. Okay. Yeah, this is the old Greyhound Guru channel, Lee. Yeah. No, Martin. YouTube doesn't take 50%. They take 30%. Yeah. That's why. That's why. Usually in my description box, I'll have like my Cash App link or PayPal, just in case somebody would rather do that. But yeah, YouTube. They don't take 50. They take 30. Which they provide the platform, so I'm not mad. I look at it this way: if I was a barber and you had a barber shop and I wanted to cut hair there, I would have to pay you like a booth fee or a chair fee. I'd have to rent the space I cut hair in. You're not just gonna let me come in your barber shop and make all that money cutting people's hair for free. So YouTube provides a platform that has allowed me to, do so many things beyond even earn money. I'm not mad that they take a cut. Like, that's business. Like, some people get very mad about it. It doesn't really bother me. But I'm hold on, let me see. I'm still working on this. We're gonna figure this out. What will let me go into my own? I'm It keeps telling me to set up a moderator. Calm down. Oh. Let's see if it works now. Oh, it should work now. Boom. I don't know what I did wrong the last time. Okay. Liam, how you doing? Someone said, I started watching you when you got a few thousand people on your big channel. You made me realize it was okay to not want the same thing everybody else seems to be conditioned to want. Really, thank you for that. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's so true. You know what I mean? Like that's like that makes me feel like I'm doing something important, something helpful, something useful. With the videos, it's just like, hey, we can live the lives we want to live. It ain't gotta be like everybody else. And it's funny, that goes back to like mindset and stuff. Like, you don't think about it. You just kind of do what everybody else does. There's nothing against this. It's just everybody running that way. You probably gonna run that way. You think, it's just then one day like, wait a second. I don't like where everybody's running to. I can do something different. What would you do if a friend or relative borrow money, does not pay it back? Never let them borrow money again. That's a hard, like, the only person I ever had that would borrow money and never paid it back was a really good friend of mine. She was like my sister. I knew she wasn't gonna pay it back. So I've never like lent somebody money expecting it back and they didn't give it back. But I feel like though, sadly, like that's one of those charge it to the game. And like, hey, I may not rock with you no more. Maybe that $500 was the price I had to pay to realize you're not as good a friend as you say you are. Because it's weird that it's funny though, like people will rock with you and be there for you and everything else, but when it comes to money, people get weird with money, but that lets me know where you at. You know what I mean? Um, if I lend you money and you never attempt to, okay, you know what I mean? Like that just lets me know the friendship ain't maybe what I thought it was. Totally. You know, sometimes I've learned you just gotta charges to the game. Like sometimes it can be like, okay, I'm not gonna rock with you like I used to, but I'm gonna let go of like the anger and all that as soon as I can, because it's not, even though I want my money, if I know you not giving it back to me, it's not worth me getting mad every time I see you over it. I just know like that's on me. I was wrong. I thought you were the type of person who honored their debts. You don't, so you know. But yeah, that is a sucky situation, especially with his family. Lee, yeah, I'm weighing on my options. You know, I'm weighing on my options. I don't really have anywhere else to go. You know, I don't really have anywhere else to go, and I kind of want to work more this year, but I also don't want to stay. I don't want to overstay my welcome. You know what I mean? Because you know me. I don't do long term a lot. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. You know, it'll all work out. Yeah, Selwood. That is a great point. Like, I this is something I do not even just with money, but money's a good way to do it. I allow people the opportunity to shit on me. I couldn't think of another way to say that without cursing. I allow people the opportunity to get over on me. Yeah, I'll loan you $100. You don't give it back? Oh, well, I know not to trust you. You do? Cool. We keep going. You know, I've learned to like, not something too bad where they can totally mess me up, but I'll allow people the opportunity to poop all over me. And if they take it, well, then I know they're not a good friend. And if they don't, then we continue to be friends. The Woodland Gardener, how you doing? How you doing? Luke Kang, what up? What up? What up? Yeah, that's a little, you know. Yeah, that's a good way to. It's like turning your back and seeing if they stab you in it. You know, if they do, well then you know they're a backstabber. If they don't, well then you know what I mean. Like I've learned that. Just kind of let you know. I'll give you the opportunity. I might tell you something that I'll see if it comes back around to me. Then I know, like, okay, I tell this person this, they're gonna tell that person. All right, you know what I mean? Like I leave the door open, and it also makes me very mindful of like my behavior with my friends, because I'm like I always want them to be like, Tim's a real one. You know, Tim's a man of his word. So that keeps me very just like, you know, I gotta do right, you know, because maybe this is a test. So I mean, I always want to do right anyway, but it's just like, you know, I just want people to be like, yeah, Tim's a real one. But yeah, money's a weird one, man. People get weird about money, and that's what I don't understand. Is like money's just a tool, and the purpose of this channel is for us to learn how to use it to live the life we want. And I just think so many people, is more like money becomes the goal in life, and they'll do anything to get it. Like my friendships are my life. You know what I mean? Like the goal is to preserve friendships. The goal is to like have people I trust that I can call, I can hang out with. The goal is that exchange of love. I'm gonna give that up for $100? Like, bro, like you know what I mean? Like what? I'm on an EK. What up? What up? Like I'm gonna give up a potential lifetime friend for like money? bro, like even if it's like, hey, bro, you let me borrow that money, I ain't got it. Let me give you $5 a week until I pay you back. You know what I mean? A lot of times a person will be like, hey, you know what? It's been a few weeks. Don't even worry about it. When you get it, you get. You know what I mean? But like to like poop all over somebody, money wise, like for you know what I mean? Like no, money's not the goal. Living life is the goal. People get weird about money, man. Hey, thanks, Martin. Thanks. And maybe, yeah, maybe it is that they feel bad about not having the money, but like that ain't my problem. That doesn't give you a pass in my book, because you didn't feel bad asking. You know what I mean? So that don't give you a pass, because you can call and like, tell me I ain't got it. Let me get you next week. Bet, whatever. Whatever. You can text me. Yo, I'm gonna cash app you $3. That's all I got. I got you. You know, so like, you don't get a pass. Yeah, ghosting might be easier, but like, you still owe me money, and that just lets me see like, okay, that's that person's character. I ain't mad about it, but like, that's that person's character. Yeah, just like, be honest. You can text it to me. You ain't even gotta call me. Is the Truist Delta account still worth it? I don't know what that means. Hotel, the Truist Delta account? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm on Nikkei, and that's one thing I do too. Like I said, my friend who was like my sister, um, I knew she was never going to pay it back. So if she came and was like, "Can I borrow $20? I got you next week." I gifted her $20. She not giving me $20, and like she's a little sis. So like, in that case, like I don't. Yeah, you fam, take it. Like, but you know, if we grown and we don't have that relationship, and you come to me, you know. But yeah, I you know, I got a friend that single mom, you know, I know that's hard. She's another one, like she'll reach out and say, hey, you know, kind of wasn't the best month, and it's not borrow, it's give. You know, if I got it, um, hey, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm struggling this month too, but like, if I got it, boom, it's a gift. Like, yeah. So sometimes that's easier. And my thing is this: if it's somebody, now if it's a large sum of money, yeah. But if it's a small or whatever sum of money, if it's somebody I wouldn't give it to, I probably ain't trying to loan it to them. You know what I mean? If I wouldn't give you $20, I'm probably not gonna loan you $20. Now, there might be somebody who like says, "Hey, yeah, I just need to borrow $25. I'm gonna give it back to you." If they give it back, cool. But yeah, if I wouldn't give you $25, I'm probably not gonna loan you 50. Like, because if we cool, unless I just need it. If I'm like, hey, I ain't worried about it, but I need it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing too. So when you loan somebody some money, they don't pay it back, and you see it with a new pair of shoes, you like, bro, like what the? I thought I had the, you know what I mean? I thought, you mean them my shoes, you know? So it gets weird. It gets weird. Sometimes it's easier to just be like, hey, take this and you know, and if you can. But if you can't, you know, hey, Liu Kang, thank you. I gotta figure out something different to say. I don't want to say super chat squad on this channel. I'm gonna figure out something else to say. I appreciate the love, the support. Lou says, need to see me with my first super chat squad done on this channel. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. That's great. You want to work more this year? Would that be in a different state? I don't know, Lou. I might end up staying here. I have the option to extend longer here. I haven't made my final decision, but if not, if I don't stay here, I probably would go to another state. So yeah, still trying to figure it out. Yeah, and that it seems like I'm always trying to figure out where I'm going and what I'm doing. Ooh, super fun squad, super fun chat. I kind of like super fun squad. I like that. No, something with fun. Yeah, we're gonna do something with fun. We're gonna do something with fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, we're gonna do something with fund. Yeah, yeah, fundage. We're gonna do something with fund. But yeah, it feels like I'm always trying to figure out what I'm doing. Um, and sometimes it's exhausting, but it's a lifestyle I love. So, Hotep, you're prepared to work 7 days a week? Okay, there's nothing wrong with stacking the cash. There's nothing wrong with stacking the cash when the opportunity's there. You know, hey, get it. Strike while the iron is hot. Oh, the account that gives you Delta Sky. I still don't know what the truest account is. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Yeah, always trying to. What am I doing? Where am I going? Like I'll be honest. I'm low key jealous. Low key, very low key, but still low key. Jealous of people who can be somewhere and just be there for like 20 years. Yeah, this is where I work. Here's my apartment. I got a cat. That's what I do. I can't do that. After probably 2 months, I start getting a little antsy. I can do 4. I can do it. But I know me, 2 months, I start being like, you know what I mean? So I just have to factor that in when I'm making decisions. Like, you have to know thyself. So I have to factor in when I'm making decisions. This seems cool right now, Tim, but a month from now, are you going to be able to, like, follow through with this? So, yeah, Super Fun Squad. I like that. Super Fun Squad. I like that. Yeah, because it keeps kind of that continuity with the other channel, but it's a little different. I like that. Super Fun Squad. Let's go. Thank you. We went from saving money to lending money. We moving backwards. We hustling backwards. We try to save money. You know what I mean? We try to invest money. Oh, here's something I did recently, ladies and gentlemen. So I was cleaning. Rashawn said, "Will you ever get a girl?" If the right woman comes along, yes. By right woman, I mean one that can put up with me. But sure, I mean, I've given myself permission to never date again, but I've given myself permission to date again. It's really just a matter of the right woman coming along. Anyway, so I was cleaning the lobby in employee housing the other day. That's one of my jobs. And I found this magazine. And it's like a financial magazine. And it was interesting. I hadn't read a magazine in forever. I didn't know they still made them. But, it was interesting. So I went on eBay and I ordered a lot of, like, I think it's like 10 or 11. Now, they're from 2017. Same magazine, Kiplinger's. I ordered a lot from 2017 because they didn't have any recent ones. But here's why I did it. Because, like, I'm just hopping in the financial game right now. I don't know nothing. I'm learning. I know poquito, very little, right? I'm learning. But I'm like, I feel like sometimes you can get in trouble when all you know is the environment you came in at. I was like, I kind of want some back knowledge of where the world was in the past. They're from 2017. That was a while ago, pre-pandemic. But I'm like, I'm just curious to see where the world was financially back then. What was the advice? What were people saying? I think that can help me now to learn what was suggested back then as opposed to what's being suggested now. So I'm reading. I already started reading. I'm already learning some stuff. So that's one thing I'm telling you. I'm in this financial space. Saving money to lend, boy. We all over the place. Yeah, Rashawn, you do save a lot of money being single, especially me, because when I get in a relationship or situationship, I be trying to spend money. I know, I'm old school. I'm trying to buy everything, and so that's why I like the ideal of, like, if the right woman comes along where it's worth it, and I'm like, I don't mind spending money on her, Um, cool. But I no longer feel the need to like have someone in my life at all times to fill some void or to like show other people that I can get with women. You know what I mean? Like there was a time it was like that. It wasn't so much that I, needed to be with somebody. It was just like I felt like I should be. You know what I mean? Like you get that. People look at you funny when you're always single, but like I don't care anymore. I used to care. People make little comments. I used to care. Now I see what my friends go through dating. I got a lot of female friends out there in the dating game right now. I hear their stories. Like I hope they all find somebody. You know, but I hear their stories. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I say two things: A, I'm good, and B, I'm like, dang, I feel so much better about like when I compare myself to these men they be running into. I'm like, man, I'm a catch. I'm a catch, bro. That's another thing that I'm like, I'll wait. I promised Mama Linda years ago I would never settle. I damn sure ain't settling now. If what they're describing is what the average man is giving these days, oh, I ain't a catch. Character traits that I want to change and all. I don't say character flaws. I have character traits I want to change. Character traits I want to change and all. Your boy's a catch. So someone's going to have to catch me. It's funny. What have I learned from some of the magazines? Let me see. There was an article I really liked. Where is it at? This I read this one. I really liked it. My top 10 stock picks for 2017. I liked it because this guy James K. Glassman, obviously he's like a bigwig financial guy, and I guess every year, because this is January 2017, so I guess every year he goes and he gives his one stock pick, and then he goes to different fund managers and other financial gurus, and he takes 9 other people's number one stock pick and he compiles a list. And I like the fact that he admitted a few of the stocks from 2016 were duds. He was like, well, that and he called people out. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go back to so and so and get their pick for this year, even though the stock they picked last year tanked. You know what I mean? So that I just thought, it was cool to see what stocks he picked for 2017. But also, I just the idea of this is what these people do, and they still can't pick consistently good stocks. Just thought that was good to know. I'm learning. A lot of people get taken for a ride in the stock market because they trust that this person who supposedly has this expertise, if they say it's a good buy, it's got to be a good buy. But here's people who they couldn't figure it out. So yeah, that was something eye-opening that I'm like, interesting. I'm trying to think of something else that I read that I was like, I like that. But yeah, I'm little stuff here and there. You know what I mean? It's not always sometimes it's just okay, good to know. We learning though. Hey, quick bite. How you doing? I have 2 channels now. I have this one and I have my main Timothy Ward channel. Austin Williams, okay. So much of the innocent fun is gone by the time you reach your 30s. You know something I always say, I miss the innocence of young love. When you met somebody, you just thought this was gonna be it. I miss that innocence. You know what I mean? I miss that. Because now you meet somebody, the probabilities are very slim this is gonna last, but yeah, I miss that innocence of when you're 18 and you meet somebody, you're you don't understand, Mom. She's the love of my life. I miss those days. Rashawn, I think whatever amount you have to start with is a good amount to start investing. I was saying earlier, I like the ROBINHOODs, I like the Weebles, I like the ACORNs, I like the there's so many other ones that like make it so much easier to get in the game. One of the things I think was a problem in the past was like I think money was the barrier to entry for a lot of people for investing. It was just like, oh, I need $1,000 minimum. I got to go down there to the Charles Schwab and open a brokerage account. I just think, I mean, there was just a lot to like, if you didn't know nothing about investing, it just was very, especially before like fractional, you could buy fractional shares or whatever. I just think it so many people didn't do it because it just seemed like so much work. Now you can just download an app on your phone, link your bank account, send over $25 and start making plays. And I think that's good because when you have, I think, who said this? Was it Mr. Wonderful? I forget who, but someone was like, get skin in the game. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if they were talking about investing. But like I think when you get skin in the game, even if it's a small amount, it means more and you're more likely to like learn and like do more than if you don't have any skin in the game. So that's what I'm saying. Like my Robinhood account, I'm just learning. I put money over, put it different places. I've already made some mistakes. Just stuff that I was like, Tim, that was stupid. But the fact that I know it was a mistake means I've learned. You know what I mean? The fact that I'm like, yeah, that was probably dumb, means I've learned something. So that's what I love about it. So like I think it's like what these days, whatever amount of money you got to start investing, start. You know what I mean? $25, $50, every week when you get paid, throw $10 at something. That's what I do. Just because until the day comes when like I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough that I'm really gonna make some big plays. But right now I'm trying to learn. I've identified I got one stock that I'm like, okay, I think this is a really good one. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, other stuff I'm just kind of learning. But yeah, I think it's getting some skin in the game is very important. And think too, like when you're actively playing the game, even if it's not the same, like returns are returns. You get the same rate of return if you invest in something as some. You know what I mean? You may not have as much money in it, but it's like whatever the return is, that's the return is. You only have $100. Someone might have $100,000, but like if it's a 7% return, it's a 7. You know what I mean? But I think too, it helps to have some skin in the game. So like when you hear people talking about stuff, now you listen. Whereas like when you're just like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing this, blah blah blah. Someone might be talking about it. You're like, yeah, but when you're like, oh, wait a second, I'm trying to do that same thing. What are they saying? Singapore in the building. First live stream. What up, Siva? First live stream on the new channel. Yeah, we here. We had to do it. Had to do it. Almost didn't, but I was like, nah, we gotta set a precedent that we're here. Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Google. I mean, yeah, you can run with the big boys. I don't. I might buy some Tesla because my dad loved Tesla. I might buy some Tesla. I should have bought it when he told me to. My dad told me to buy some Tesla 6 months ago, and I feel like that was right before it's been on a decent run. Yeah, I should have listened to Pops. Now it's a little too rich for my blood. But yeah, hey, do what you do. So what? I'm not completely against using credit, but I don't have any credit cards. I said recently I would allow myself to get one for like travel, just because it's easier to use a credit card like overseas. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, like I'm not interested in playing that game. Maybe one day I'll work to get my credit up just to do it, just so I can talk about it. But at the moment, like, yeah, I'm good. Like I don't. That's another thing that kind of bothers me is that we feel obligated to have a good credit score. Like like you almost have to, for a lot of people, maintain a good credit score for the things they're trying to do, which makes you have to like get a credit card and use it, take out loans. Like you don't see the game here. They make you have to do things that make them more money just for you to be able to like live the life you want to live. I'm just not interested in playing that game at the moment. So yeah. D Jackson, I'm having a great weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Like we gotta be grown here. Like, no, that's emergency. That's emergency in the bottle back there. It's the vitamin C you put in the water and drink it. I have not been to Europe. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to London very badly. Uh, but I think I'm gonna hold off and do like a 3 month Europe thing. Because I was just gonna fly to London, stay for a few days, fly back, and I'm like, nah. I think I'm gonna just do a three, go to Europe and just do Europe. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I want to do Europe badly. Do go for it, Tonight. Go for it. You and the bro, go for it. Yeah, I mean, and I'm definitely not against having a good credit score. If you got one, cool. But it's just like for me, I don't have good credit because I never use it. So my credit score is low because I never use it. That's crazy to me. It should be decent because I never use it. But I literally just paid a car off, but that wasn't enough. My credit score is still low. You would think that the one time I used my credit in 20 years or 15 years and I paid something off, it would be like great, but no, it doesn't work that way. So that's kind of my issue. It's just like I don't like the way it's set up. So if I ever decide to get a good credit score, which this is why I would do it, I would find a way to make my credit score better, different than everybody else. Yeah, that would be exciting for me to just be like without enriching a credit card company. I'm gonna get a good credit score. I'm gonna figure it out. That would be exciting for me. I can't do nothing regular the way everybody else does it. Oh, Monique going to Greece in November 2025. Nice, nice, nice. Mr. Sandman, send me a dream. Rashawn, yeah, well, I mean, it was a used car, so my car note was like $230 a month. Uh, and I think what I paid it off in 3 years. I don't know. Initially I was like, I'm gonna pay this car off in like a year. Then I was like, why? I mean, yeah, I know I paid more in interest, but the way I figured it, it I did so many videos in that car that like honestly the car paid for itself with one video. The video I did, 20 safe places, 25 safe places to park in your car. That video paid for the car. So that's why I kind of was like, even with the interest over the years, that one video paid for the car. So I was kind of like, you know, I don't need to hurry up and pay it off because like it's paying for itself. Yeah, I did. Selwood, thank you. I can't. I've never been. I'm a disruptor. I'm a contrarian. I can't do it the way everybody else does it, especially when that way's not working for the people. You know, if everybody's doing something that is working, like if everybody was eating healthy and we're all getting healthy, okay, I'll eat healthy. You know what I mean? Like, but like when it's not when the normal method isn't working, I can't go along with that. Come on, bro. Yeah, the Broom, like yeah, the interest on borrowing money is so high right now. Yeah, it because I bought that car in 2020, it wasn't that bad, but like I didn't get the best rate, but it wasn't like it is now. Yeah, it's crazy now. Yeah, it's just insane now. I'm not trying to. I was looking at getting a car again. I wanted a minivan. What up, Fran? I wanted a minivan. Like, and I was like, nah, if I find, even now, I'd said if I find a cheap cash one, maybe, but even now, like, I was like, I don't want, nah, I thought about it. I'm like, I don't want a car. I'm good. You think housing will crash this fall? They've been saying that every fall. They say that every year. We'll see. I mean, eventually it'll crash, yeah, but, or correction. Oh, thanks, Bruce. Glad to hear it. I mean, yeah, if you, yeah, we'll see what happens with housing. It's all, that's another thing I'm learning. It's all cycles. It's all cycles. Part of the reason I want to look back at the past. It's all cycles. It goes up. It's a great investment. It crashes. You know. It's a fire. You know, that's the way I'm looking at stuff now. It's like when an asset class crashes, it's on sale. Buy more. I have my, so what? I currently have my own room. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Q, right. That's what I said. Like, it's not set up. Even paying your credit cards on time doesn't always help you if you don't do it the right way. And then yeah, when you can pay forever, perfect on time. You get a little whatever, then you miss one or two payments, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, it's not set up to benefit you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like credit score because it's not a positive for us. It's set up for the creditors. You know, I think. Yeah, I used to do, Rashawn. I used to do Instacart, and I really liked it. I used to do Instacart. I just enjoyed. At the time, my friend Abby was doing DoorDash. I said I'll do Instacart, but I like shopping for groceries. Like, it was actually pretty fun. Um, and I like the idea that I was more in control of my time, because like if I go in there and I shop quick, I'm out quick. I don't have to wait on somebody else to make the food. So yeah, I like the Instacart. Fran saved almost 200K living at home. Okay, okay, okay. That's the, yeah. You got good parents. If they don't ask you for no money, they want you to save. That's awesome. And I think there's a lot of parents like that out there. This is what I'm trying to put that message out there. Is like, mom and dad might not care. I remember one time, my early 20s, mid 20s, um, I went back to live with my dad for a little bit. Yeah, he charged me like 5% of my income. My dad's my dad's like me. That's something I would do. 5% of my income, and like, he trusted me to do it. So it wasn't like he was like, "Show me your paycheck stub, son." Yeah, 5% of my income. I was giving him. I don't, you know. Yeah, that's not, I mean, if I made $500 that week, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, what's $50, you know? Is it? No, it's like $25. Yeah, because 10% would have been $25. So yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, so you got good parents. Bushcraft, I'm still learning about like 401ks, and when you have multiple 401ks, what to do. That is something I do want to look into and learn. Right now, I don't know about that yet, but give me a minute. Give me a minute. We gonna know all. I'm telling you. I've been saying, give me 5 years. I was talking to my boy Roosevelt. Shout out to Real Money. He was like, don't even say 5 years, bro. He was like, in a year, you gonna. He was like, give you a year, you gonna know. So yeah. I think that's important too to know. So I do want to learn about that too as well. Live inspired, and once again, yeah, I'm not saying credit cards are all bad. There are definitely things you can do to and moves you can make with credit cards. I just think the average person doesn't. And I know for me, for many years, I personally was not in a space where I probably would have made good moves with a credit card. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It's like, and yeah, once again, the more you know, the more you learn about money and how it works, you can make a play like that. You know, so all right, I'm gonna use a credit card, pay the condo, pay it off, interest, pop up. You know what I mean? But like, if you don't know that, you're gonna do what the average person does and buy, Jordans with your credit card, and then pay the minimum payment and end up paying $800 for Jordans. Ooh, metals. Oh, I love metals talk. Should we buy silver? I'm bullish on silver long term. I think the day will come. We're close to all-time highs right now, or highs for. I think gold's at all-time high. And I think silver is not an all-time high, but it's higher than it's been in the past 10 years or whatever. Because of my lifestyle, I can't buy a lot of physical precious metals because I'm not trying to carry it around with me. If I was stationary somewhere and could buy physical precious metals, I wouldn't be buying them now just because they're do I think eventually they'll go higher? Yes. But right now, I personally wouldn't be buying precious metals right now. I would wait until they went on sale again. But, that's just me. I do like precious metals, hedge against inflation. I also just think they're pretty. It's okay to be like, hey, when I was buying physical precious metals back in the day, I liked holding the coins in my hand. I liked having, this is the way I did it. I was buying silver. So I was buying American Eagles, 1 ounce American Eagles. I would buy a tube holds 20. I would buy the tube, and then I might buy like 1 or 2 Eagles. And then every week when I got paid, or every 2 weeks, I would buy more until I filled the tube up. Then I put the tube away, start on another tube. That was kind of a little savings account for me. When I do my video on like alternative ways to save money, I'm gonna mention that because I got to buy something. I think I was using, Scottsdale silver. Maybe I was using Scottsdale silver at the time, but I got to buy something. So it scratched that itch to buy something when I got paid, but I was actually saving it, because I was buying silver, holding it. And then every now and then, silver would go up. By the time I went to sell it, silver might have gone up. I might have made a few dollars, or silver could have went down and I lost a few dollars, but I was still saving money. But yeah, I wouldn't be buying. Me personally, I wouldn't be buying right now. I think I would wait till the price goes down. Fran, you get to drive your dad's old car too? Man, I try to get back to that. Raz, about to quit your full-time job. They keep saying they're desperate to keep people. They don't do anything to show it. That's funny. They're, oh man, we need people. We're desperate. You're going to ask for a raise. They're like, oof. Ha. Ah. We're not that desperate. Hey, get up out of there if you feel you need to. I'm still Mr. Quit Your Job, Fran, that's awesome that you got a plan. You're working it. Your mom and dad are helping you with that. That's amazing. That's awesome. So what I think it depends on the child. So I think there's some parents that are justified in being like, I don't want that kid here no more. But like, if you're a decent person and your parents have this, like, I don't think you could say your parents should always want their kids to stay with them. Because like, they raised you for 18 years. Maybe they want their space. So like, I'm not mad at parents if they're like, we kind of want to do our thing now. We didn't have kids in the house for 25 years. We try to walk around the living room naked now. Like your parents may have stuff they try to do. I ain't visual, I know. I ain't mad at parents if they're like, hey, we raised you, give us some time. So and like I said, some parents got kids that they ready for them to leave the house. But like, if it's a situation where the parents don't care and your room is still there, I'm all for it. Like, if your parents are cool with it, forget what your friends think, move back in. But I could see some situations where the parents are like, we did our part. Texas Hank, I've always been debt free except for like cars. When I financed cars, that's the only debt I think I've had. Like cars, or maybe like hospital bills, or you know, something like that. Doctor bills. But yeah, that's the only debt I've ever had. I mean, when I was 18, I maxed out like 3 credit cards, but that was like $400, and that fell off my credit. So yeah. Raz, what up? What up? What up? Raz Bliss. Hey, love you too. Good night. Q-Rocks, I would love to buy some land one day. I think that's gonna get pushed back to probably maybe 10-year plan. I was actually buying some land in Florida a few years back, but I ended up getting out of the deal. It just wasn't an area I wanted to have land in. It was a great deal. Actually, I paid on it for a year. A friend of mine got me the deal. I paid on it for a year, and the value of the land had went up 30% in that year. Like it probably more than that. It might have like went up 50%. Like the value of the land went up. It was a good buy. Like it was a good buy. Like, and I know people thought I was crazy for getting out of it, because I didn't ask for any money back or nothing. I just was like, hey, give it back. But I just didn't want land in that area. Just the energy is bad in that area. And just like, I went back to visit, and I was just like, I don't want to. I'm big on energy. The energy was just bad in that area. So it was like 6.9 acres. So I do want some land in the future, but I probably won't come across a deal like that anytime soon. So, because it was like owner finance. Yeah, it was a good deal. Like I wish it had been somewhere else, but you know, something else will pop up. If it was meant for me to have some land, yeah. Hey, bushcraft, go for it. Go, you know, if you can find a niche and you can make some passive income, I say go for it. You know, I think having a side hustle is great. You know, it's nice to have some money coming in that you dictate. You know, it's nice to have some money coming in that you dictate. And yes, Siva, I know that there's a lot of different ways to get in the silver game, get in the precious metal game. I'm just not. I'm old school. Like, once again, this is just me talking about my opinions. If I'm gonna own metals, I want it physical. Like, you know, there's a lot of other things I could put my money into if I just want it to be digital or paper. But metals, if I'm gonna own metals, it's gonna be physical, just because like it's fun. Like I like holding it in my hand. It's owning gold, but like it's not actual gold. It's like, to me, well, I'm gonna own that. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. I'm going physical. Hey, Ty Foster, what up, what up, what up? Hey, see you later, Martin. Ty says, goal is to sell my house, pay down debt, and move to a cheaper city. Glad you started this channel. Oh, thank you. And that's one of the things I want to talk about here too, Ty. So many things, but like, I love pulling up those lists of like cheapest places to buy a house in the United States. I feel like we don't look into stuff like that enough. And whenever I pull up one of those lists, I'm always so surprised that like some of the places I'm like, really? Houses in Omaha are cheap, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, there's so many different things we can do that can help us out in life, especially financially, I think, once we know our options. So on this channel, we're gonna talk about options, and I appreciate you being along for the ride. Fran, thank you. Super fun squad in the building. Thank you. I want to do something, a different hand gesture too. Super fun squad. That you're amazing. Keep preaching the word gospel. Yes, the gospel of ward. Yes, I love it. Thank you, Fran. I appreciate the love. Thank you. 436. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff I don't feel I'm knowledgeable enough to make videos yet, but I would love to make a video on REITs. Even if I have to make one just like, hey, this is all I know about them, you know. Yeah, I love REITs. I do. I found another one that here's one thing I learned, folks. The real flat, and this is a generalization, the real flashy, big, like investment YouTube channels, but like when you find those nerdy guys in the basement, kind of a room like this, you know, and it's heavy on the spreadsheets and all, those guys can come up with some gold for you. Because they're just, when you find those guys or girls who just like the numbers and they just want to talk numbers, I'm finding that those are the people who come up with some good picks for you sometimes from gold, because they don't care. They just want to like show you their spreadsheets. Oh, if you with the thing, you won't understand half of what they're talking about. But every now, you know what I mean? Like if you stick with it. So yeah, there was I came across a read yesterday, day before, that like, I'm like, okay, this one, you know, I got to do my research, but I love REITs. I don't know. Real estate investment trusts. I love it. No, so what? I don't play any sports. No. And I'm actually very skinny. Like, people I say, man, you look like you're in shit. I'm very skinny. So, I could use some bulking up. Oh, Bushcraft said it would be more feasible to have a portion of our money in coin, quarters, nickels, dimes, etc. Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing people say that, you know, for a while. Like, and here's the thing, if the situation came up where things got really bad and we went back to like bartering and stuff like that, yeah, I think it would be useful to have coinage. But if things got so bad that we went back to bartering on a regular basis, I mean, the world would look totally different anyway. So I think that's a smart, you know, there's a lot of things that I think are like smart. But you know what I mean? What is the world going to look like if it came down to that? You know, I think there are a lot of things that would be more useful for barter than nickels, like batteries, for example. You know, whoever's got the batteries is going to be very popular. If in a, what is it, SHTF situation. I don't know. Yeah, friend, exactly. You know, not saying anything wrong with people selling courses, but like, yeah, the people who got nothing to sell and they just want to talk, they just want to geek out over the numbers. Those are the people that like I said, you might fall asleep halfway through. You got to wake up, rewind it. But like, those are the people that sometimes you're like, oh, okay, what, you know what I mean? Because they're not giving you the sexy stocks. You know what I mean? They're not giving you what's popular right now. Like they digging down and finding something. You're like, I've never heard of this. You know what I mean? Yeah, live inspired. I mean, that's why I'm trying to learn about other options. You know what I mean? That's why I'm you know what I mean? I've been looking into CDs and T-bill. I gotta look into bonds. But there's other. I'm trying to learn all the options, so that I don't just be like, okay, I gotta put my money in this, and they tell me when I can do. No, like I want to know all my options for my money. If I need my money 6 months or a year from now, how do I do that without getting penalized? You know, what are all the different types of retirement accounts? What's the options? I need to know, because I think most of us make money decisions without knowing any of the options, except the one presented to us. Oh, you get a job, sign up for a 401k. That's it. That's where we go. I'm like, but is that the best option? You know, people, oh, get a Roth IRA, Trish IRA. Which, not saying any of these are bad options. I want to know all the options. Lee, if I could eat EDR food, I would. You know how much money I could save if I ate EDR food? But I can't. I might once a week. I thought about that. I literally, you know me very well, Lee. I was like, maybe once a week I'll eat an EDR is the employee dining room. But my stomach can't. My stomach doesn't do well with like anything that's heavy with preservatives. And so a lot of the food they serve is cafeteria kind of style. So I feel like it has to be, they transport it on a truck and it's, I just, that like I need fresh food. Like it needs to be cooked. That I was talking to the lady at the Chinese restaurant today about that. I was like, I need fresh food. Like it has to be cooked today or my stomach don't like it. Oh yeah, the Q-Rocks in the past, yeah, I've had cars and I let them go. I had a Mustang once, and it was a stupid buy. Yeah, yeah, I just let it go back. I think I've had two back in the day. Yeah, this was the first car I ever paid off, and I think it was the third car I financed. So yeah, I had a Saturn go back, and I had a Mustang go back years ago. So, but those were so long ago, they're not even on my credit no more. But yeah, yeah. Sometimes you gotta make sacrifice. Yeah, the Mustang I liked, but like when I bought it, I was in a different financial situation. I didn't have an apartment. When I got an apartment, got a different job, but actually moved to a different city, I couldn't afford it, So I had to let them. And it was funny because like I stopped paying on it. So like the repo people were calling me and they trying to like intimidate you, blah 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 blah. I was like, bro, come get it. Hey, you haven't paid. I was like, bro, come get it. It's sitting right here. He's like, what? I'm like, don't you're not scaring me because I don't want the car no more. But like I said, you do what you gotta do. You may take a hit on your credit. It may feel bad, but like if it's gonna free you up some money to make some moves, they're gonna get the car back and resell it. They'll be fine. they're gonna make even more money off that car. I worked at a used car lot. We liked when people bought the car back because we could sell it again and make even more money. That's one thing I learned. Like they be trying to make it seem like, oh, you defaulted on this car. No, because they get to keep all the money you already gave them, and then especially these days, they're gonna resell that car for even more. They don't mind repoing the car these days. I promise you. These days, they probably wish they could repo every car because car prices are going through the roof. So you doing both of y'all a favor. You freeing up some money every month. You can make better plays with, save it, that whatever. And they're gonna get that car back and make even more money. So yeah, we used to love it. We used to love when people start certain cars. We was like, well, I hope they don't pay on this one. We get happy. We had a Cadillac. We had a Cadillac up there to the used car dealership. That every time we sold it, we were like, I hope they don't pay, and they never did. Because we wanted too much for it. And we would get the down payment, and then and since we knew people weren't going to pay on it, and when I say we, I just worked there. I was the car detailer, but like my best friend at the time was the salesman, and his cousin was the manager. And there's another lady who did like the accounts in the back. She was super cool. So we had our own little small little thing there, but they would do the down payment, which is usually like $1,000, and then say the person's car note was going to be $300 a month. You would do 2 pickup payments of $500 a month, because you'd be like, oh, we really want like $1,400 as a down payment, but since you only got $1,000, we'll do 2 pickup payments of $500, so that's $200 extra for the first 2 months. That'll get you to the $1,400. But usually they would stop paying after 6 months. So you get as much money as you can in the first few months, and then like within 6 months, typically they haven't totaled the car out or nothing crazy. You get the car back, maybe clean it up a little bit, and then you do the same thing again. So you'd already got $2,000, $3,000, you know what I mean? And you get the car back and do it again. It was like the biggest hustle. Some of my comments. But yeah, do what you got to do. That's you know, there was a couple times. Now the Saturn, when I let it go back, I was just partying and being stupid with my money. I could afford it. I was just partying. I was too young, or too young for me. Lots of people that age were financing cars, but I was too young. But yeah, the Mustang, I just couldn't afford it no more. So let it go. Yeah, man, the used car. Yeah, someone said this. You know, remember they were doing cash for clunkers and all that stuff. They got back a lot of good cars, and now the price of a used car has gone through the roof. I will say this: if car prices come down, I think it would be a great time to pick up a cheap minivan or something like that, because you know what they're going to start doing with the new cars. You know, I think having a 10, 15, 20-year-old car, if you can find one cheap, is a good move these days, because I think they're going to start. You think the cars are computerized now? You know, with self-driving, like when the cars moving forward, I think you're going to have to take them to like a certain mechanic, to the dealership or approved mechanic, because you know you're going to need a computer. You're not going to need a mechanic. You're going to need like a computer scientist to work on your cars. So, you know, right now it's crazy to buy a car, even a used one. But like, if the used car market crashes, I think it'd be smart to pick up a little older junker just to have if you need a car, because they about to get really sophisticated with these vehicles, and like, yeah, I think they're gonna do their best to limit your options for getting a car fixed. Saving is hard, but it's worth the effort. Retired 2019. I agree. It's not something we're taught to do. You know, it'd be very easy to teach saving money in school. You could start with the kids. You know what I mean, when they're very young. But instead, it's funny because not only are we not taught saving, but we're like indoctrinated to go into debt. It's like, no, we're not going to teach you about saving. We're also not going to like just let you fend for yourself. No, we're going to actively preach going into debt, which is crazy to me. It's like the average person like has more debt than savings. And now understand, in tough economic times, you know, things happen. You may have to use those credit cards. But even in the good times, especially here in America, we had more debt than savings. And that's crazy to me. Because like when you have debt, you owe time and energy, work to somebody else. When you have savings, that's time and energy and less work. And like, that's the place to be, you know. And that's why I think like, even if you start small, $5 here, $10 there, you're building up less time and energy you have to put in. Whereas with debt, you're adding to, oh, I have to work X amount of more just to get out this hole. Like when I start looking at it that way, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta ramp up my savings. It's like I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? And I definitely don't want no credit cards. That's why I didn't have them so long, because I was like, I don't want to owe my time and my energy. Like if I decide like, and that's part of the reason I've been able to take time sometimes and just not work. And not only was it because I had some income coming in, like side hustle income, but also because like none of that had to go to anybody else. Yeah, Derek. Oh, I know all about Bob. I know all about Bob Wells. Oh yeah, I know all about Bob Wells. Yeah, Aaron, and then they're gonna raise the car insurance. I'm telling you, you think cars are pricey now? Give them 10 years. But maybe there'll be a dip in there. I don't know. One thing about history, it seems like right before things get really crazy, there's a period beforehand where if you recognize it, you can do, like, you know what I mean? It's almost like, it's like, okay, things about to get weird, but we're gonna give you a little area here where you can set yourself up to deal with the weirdness. Just something I seem to see throughout history. So I'm like, maybe before they get really crazy with cars, there'll be a little period where we can, I don't know. But once again, you got to have some money set aside to be able to take advantage of that. You know? Thank you, Ethan. We definitely gonna keep speaking truth. Yeah, Ty, you know, you get in a hole sometimes, but recognizing you're in a hole and getting out of it is the name of the game, and that puts you ahead of most people. Just stay in the hole. Most people just dig the hole deeper. Most people get in a financial hole, don't see nothing wrong with it, they just keep digging deeper. Everybody else in the hole, everybody else digging, I'm gonna dig too. But like once you're like, nah, let me throw this shovel down, let me get up out of here, that's the name of the game. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 2 hours. I think I'm gonna jump off. I was just gonna go an hour and then do an hour on my other channel, but I think I'll stream on that channel tomorrow. We was having too much fun here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. First live stream with the new channel. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, but we had a great time. Y'all came through. Big shout out to the Super Fun Squad. We here. Thank y'all. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the advice. Everybody coming through, the thumbs up. Thank y'all so much. This won't be the last time. You know, this is a topic that I love talking about. I think we can all benefit from it. I love each and every one of y'all. Stay blessed. Stay grateful. Stay saving. I'll talk to y'all soon.